Treating Parkinson's disease with cannabis compounds, more specifically hemp oil. That is what House Bill 1669 is aiming to allow people with that disease to do. And we've heard from a lot of you on this one. So here to talk about the bill, how it could impact Oklahoma, is its author, Representative Todd Thompson. Thank you so much for being with us today.
It's good to be with you, Marky.
You're my representative from Ada, so I'm very excited to talk to you about this one. A lot of people chimed in. Let's start out by pinpointing what specific compound you're talking about here. CBD, what is that?
Okay, CBD, as I understand it, is an oil produced from the cannabis plant, and it is an oil that does not contain THC, so it's not doesn't make you high. I mean, essentially.
Okay, is that not already legal here?
Well, we legalized it for trials for kids with seizure disorders in 2015.
Sure.
And then we expanded that to allow for those same disorders for adults, and then for a few other instances. What my bill simply does is just add it for Parkinson's disease specifically.
And why does the CBD umbrella right now, if you will, only cover epilepsy? Why are we doing this push to do one disease at a time?
I think the thing you have to understand at the Capitol is there is a very strong caution against expanding into complete medical marijuana, legalizing marijuana, and so we're taking baby steps with what we can get passed versus what we would like to get passed.
And we have a manufacturing company right here in Oklahoma City that makes the CBD oil that you're talking about. It's called Cantech Labs. So are they only producing that for people with epilepsy at this point?
Well, I can't speak to what who all they're producing it for, and I don't know if they do online sales so they can sell out of the state. I don't know with that, but I know that for those individuals that are using it, I have a constituent that has a child that is on it. The progress that child has made has been unbelievable and has been life-changing.
And that child has epilepsy?
Has a severe seizure disorder, and I don't think it's just called epilepsy. It's a severe seizure disorder. Literally was not able to sit up, crawl, or function literally throughout the day, and now they can do that.
And why Parkinson's? Why go from epilepsy now to Parkinson's? It seems like there's a whole host, of different diseases that people say or research say this could possibly help alleviate. Why Parkinson's for you? And what research have you found that it helps with that?
I got into this whole CBD oil issue a couple of years ago because of a mom of a toddler that had severe seizure disorders. I got into the Parkinson's discussion because of a mom of a 50-something-year-old who has Parkinson's. A friend of mine from Ada and said, listen, my son is struggling, this is an option, and I said, let's work on it. Now, I know there's a lot of other disorders, but also trying to balance what we can get past versus what we would like to do, and right now I stuck with that. But the bill's in its infancy, so there's still time to modify, change, and expand it.
And back in 2015, April 30th, I believe Governor Mary Fallin signed the bill. Cannabis oil can be used for epilepsy. She also said, quote, "It is not a first step towards legalizing marijuana, and I will never support the legalization of marijuana in Oklahoma," end quote from our governor. Agree or disagree with her on that stance there?
Well, I'm really cautious of expanding into complete legalized marijuana and the culture that it creates. I think if we're a state that's going to go in that direction, we have to do it very systematically and put a lot of safeguards in place going into that. Now,
would you ever support that?
Well, depending on what it looked like and how we implemented that. One, I do want to look at every option for any family that is struggling with a numerous number of ailments and diseases, because if you've been a parent and you've had a child that suffered, you know that you'll do whatever you can to help that individual. You can help your child.
And I'm sure you've heard the same thing, when we reached out on Facebook and social media asking our viewers to chime in their questions to you, their thoughts, had a lot of people say, well, why just Parkinson's and epilepsy? Why not cancer? Why not this? Why not that? Is this how it's going to be from now on, just a single legislative push for one disease at a time, or will there ever be a time where we can just say, if it works for you and you have this disease, use it?
Right. No, I do think that we're changing the sentiment. We're moving that direction. As I said, this bill is still in its infancy, so there's a ways to go. There's also a Senate bill that is being brought over that expands some of the things that you have that can be used. And so I think the discussion is still on the table this year and as we move forward.
Okay.